Okay, lights off. Ooh. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back on our Defender 90 TD5 rebuild project. Now in the last episode, you saw me do our roof rack and a number of other goodies, including our LED light package. Now we still haven't put the front light surrounds on just yet, but what I'm going to be doing this episode is installing our double din kind of multimedia setup, our dash fascia. We're going to be doing speakers, alarms, all the kind of heavy wiring stuff to bring this car up to date. Now this car is a 2001 TD5 and it's pretty basic inside. It has a cassette player, windy windows, and what we've installed so far is our electric central locking kit. We're installing an alarm and a number of other goodies to bring this car up to date. Now what I've got here is our double din DAB compatible unit, which is Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, all the rest of it. It's all the stuff you'd want in a modern car. And I go for this one just because it's a good price range, not promoting it. It's just very good. It's just what I always fit. So there we are. Let's get on with something and start fitting all these goodies. Okay, so we're going to come over to the workbench just here. And our first step is going to be basically making this fascia. This is going to house our whole double din and all of our switch gear. We've got electric windows to go in, so we need to basically cut this panel up. This is from Mud Stuff UK, by the way. We need to basically put our heated seat wiring switches here, our light bar, rear work lights, double din we need to cut into here, then we need like a cigarette lighter, fast charge USB, electric window. That's what I'm thinking is probably the best way to lay this out. And it's a little bit scary. Basically, we're going to start chopping it up and make all this stuff fit, and furthermore, make sure it's square in the dash. Oh! We're going to get out our cage, because this cage is going to be how it sits against our new panel. Just going to mark it up and go for it. Well, that looks so much more modern. Nick is here from Across on Windscreens. He's going to be fitting our Defender windscreen, and we chose a new glass for this one because the seal that went around the windscreen was all perished, and we're at risk of basically rotting out the bulkhead. So Nick is here basically to fit up our brand new genuine glass and genuine seal, and that will just prevent us rusting out all the water creeping in, filling up the footwells and rusting it all out. So this is all going to go in now, and we should have a really nice new glass in here. We've broken the screen. Unfortunately, it's just one of these things. Defenders are a little bit difficult to fit screens on. You kind of have to knock them into position. And unfortunately, we've kind of cracked the windscreen in this one, but it's no issue. New screen will be coming out and we'll rectify it. But it is in for now, and we'll wait for a new screen to arrive and we'll replace it. Sometimes these things just happen, you know, but that's just the way sometimes it goes. And we'll come back and rectify this issue another time. We've had our delivery. Now we've got our rear work lights here. Now I chose a really, really cool one, and I'm thinking about changing the front light bar just purely because of these work lights. And just have a look at these. These match our headlights absolutely perfectly. And again, it's something I import, and these look absolutely amazing. They look really, really cool. So we pop these on the rear of the roof rack, and these suckers are super bright. So I tell you what, let's grab a jump pack and just see what one is like on, and we'll face it towards the car. We're gonna do that right now and see how bright just one of them is. I don't know how I'm gonna really do this. I'm gonna have to basically hold it somewhat like this. Here we go. Just do one on there. And then bit cack-handedly. Okay, lights off. Ooh. Oh, sick. These things are mega bright. So this is just one of them, and this is a work light at the back. So imagine this at pitch black. You've got two of these lit up, and well, you can just see exactly what you're doing, can't you? That's really cool. Okay, lights on. And also, they look just like the headlights. So this is super cool. Really, really like these, and I'm glad that I chose these. And now I may have to change the front light bar to suit. Roof rack that we've... So guys, the roof rack that we've ordered has a nice little handy slot so we can put these work lights. And I'm thinking, for obvious reasons, top right and top left, and then we'll run the wiring along the bottom and then down into the roof. We will have to drill a hole. It's just the nature of the beast. We will use a grommet and seal it up properly with sort of a bitumen gun to stop it all, water coming into the interior, whatever it is. But we're going to mount them up now, have them up there, and then we'll pretty much run the wiring inside to the front. And we're going to have to change the floodlight now on the front because it just doesn't look the same, and it's slightly too short and it looks too chrome. So I'll put that to some other use somewhere else, but we're going to get a huge 53-inch light bar. So we'll hook up the wiring and run this one to that one, and then they're all down through the driver's side, through the passenger side. And then I'm also going to put a camera up here. So we'll mount the camera now, which want the whole rear end all mounted up. And then we can run all the wiring together through the roof, waterproof it all, and then this whole rear setup is done. So we'll get the camera out and we'll wire it up. Oh no, the bottom of my shoe's fallen apart as well. It's always good, isn't it? My go-to camera of choice is a Pioneer one, and they sit quite nicely, even with a roof rack. They end up sitting just like that. And then when you engage reverse, you can see exactly, you're going to see a lot of the rear wheel on this one, but obviously you can see where you're going to stop or where you're going to hit. So that's really good. So we're going to wire this up now. I'm going to drill a hole through the roof, through to the headlining, and then we'll also mount the other wiring. So I'm going to join these two up first to there, and then we'll have to find a hole. Either we send it forwards and do the same with the LED light bar on the front so that we can send all the wiring at once through and we have a conduit, or I send one through the back here and one through the front. But I haven't really made that decision yet, so I'll just drill this one through, send the wiring through for the camera, and then we'll revisit the LEDs. But I think they look really, really good. I'm really happy with the way they look, and they're obviously brightness, they're really, really cool. Obviously we just drilled a hole through this and you think, oh, how are we going to seal it against the water? Easy way to do this is with bitumen gum. That's what I use personally. Really horrible, nasty stuff. It's not though, but it won't come off. If you get it stuck on your jeans or something, it'll make a real mess. So you have to get it really nice and warm, ultra pliable, and then pretty much what all we're going to do is stuff it behind the gap, and it will set pretty hard and it will be completely waterproof. You can get a pressure washer, squirt it straight at it, but the only bit that will be on show is literally a very, very small pinhole because of the backing plate of this camera. So I'll show you once it's all assembled what it looks like. And there we have it. So our camera is now mounted. Nice and discreet above that rear door. And that allows us to see, when you're reversing, it's got a nice wide angle, and you'll be able to see pretty much the back of the rear tyre, so you know when you're going to hit something, and it will automatically engage when you select reverse. So initially I was going to run this wiring along here, cable tie it or tape it in conduit, and then forward along the roof rack and then into the roof at the front, creating a much bigger hole and loads of wires, and then it would allow for more error. And then you'd have all this wiring on the outside, which is then open to weathering. It looks horrific because you can't put it inside the roof rack unless I drill in. Get rid of all of that. Easy way to do it is basically drill direct through the roof. Yes, we're gonna have more holes, but they're RTV'd, they're sealant across there. That is a very tight fitting grommet, and then I've also pasted the back of it. So this looks really, really nice, and I think this is the only way to make this look professional. And I think it does. It just keeps everything neat and tidy, not drawn to it immediately, and there's no external wiring, no damage like that. I'm actually gonna put our winch kit and send it into the front bumper. We did actually have an A-bar supposed to be going onto this, which goes round, but unfortunately, because of the design of this bumper, it can't fit over here because this is an aircon model. It doesn't fit this part of the winch tray here. It needs to almost be a standard bumper where it could actually then just clip over it. However, I've ordered something else, which would be really cool. It's basically, we're gonna drop the winch in and bolt that up. Bit of motivation, made it look good. There's just so much wiring to be done on this car, and I'm gonna send the daytime running lights up in and get everything wired in, ready to build in this dash. So we'll grab the winch, pop this in now. Okay guys, so our winch is mounted, and I can't say that I'm a massive fan of the bright orange. However, the only time you'll see it is obviously when you need to use it. So they give you like a nice little bag to wrap it all up in. And we still haven't wrapped on the wiring properly. We need to actually put it under load and wrap it on and spool it all up properly. But for now, just until we're finished with it, we'll do that very last sort of thing as we service it. We can just cover it up and see what its final look like. It's all wired up. I've had to extend some of the wiring, but nice and easy stuff. So have that nice weatherproof cover. I'm really annoyed about the front end at the moment because we can't put our light surrounds on because we messed up the paint. It actually fell off the stand and then kind of ruined what we did, which is great. And our grille, we need to chop out space for the winch and give it another coat of paint. So that's annoying that we can't finish the front end just yet. However, I really like how that looks. It is a bit of a pain getting into this thing, so we have got those side steps. So I might just quickly pop those on. I've got out the angle grinder because we've got the old remains of our, well, I'm guessing this had side steps at one point, and nothing's gonna come undone. This is all rotten, so I'm just gonna cut everything free, and then we can mount up our new step. So with our step fully installed, I love how they look, and it's just gonna make it actually easier to get in the car. One last thing to do, which is obviously jump on it, and just make sure that everything's safe and you can hold the weight of it pretty much. Feels good, nice and easy to get in the car. And you're going to need them for this build, so really, really cool. That was a bit of a mission, I won't lie. It wasn't easy to get those steps off. These steps mount to the body mount on the back, and on a 20-year-old truck, it's not the easiest thing to do to unbolt the body mounts because those bolts have just never come undone since this build. So, bit of a challenge, but no, we got there in the end. Second day here, and we're going to be taking out the dash now, and basically trial fitting and cutting up where our double din's going to sit. So we're going to take all the dash part now, take it all out, we can mount our speakers, and get everything pretty much sitting loosely in place. So we've pretty much got our stripped out harness here, and this looks like absolute hell because it actually is. But we've got our sensor console loosely mounted, and we've got our central locking and our electric windows working. We've got everything pretty much automated now, as it previously wasn't. It was all windy windows. And that's both of them. And we've also got our central locking all wired up, so we've got our nice new fobs. And they're nice and fast as well, and that's both sides. But I'm continuing with basically stripping out this alarm, so we've just got the bare bones of it all because it's a Defender. But for the most part, I'm really happy with the way it's going. We've just got to tidy everything and neaten all the looms so that it's all factory and hidden neatly behind this console. No, it's a mess, please look past it. But this sensor console is pretty much going to be how it's going to be sitting. The double din console actually sits flush with these switches, which is really nice. And then we just need to cut in our all our switches for the top row just up here, and we're just going to put in our ports just around here. But this is pretty much how it's going to sit. The wiring's all going to be stashed behind it and all buttoned up, and it should look pretty factory. So I'm really happy about how this is turning out. So guys, I'm actually going to wrap up the episode here. I know we didn't get everything done that I said I was going to do in the start. However, we did make great progress, and this wiring's just taking absolutely hours. So forgive me there, but in the next episode, we should have everything mounted up. And I'm just super happy that we've got the central locking working and our alarm system is all functional. We've got our electric windows working, so that's really cool. Those things are knocked out the way. Now, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell me your thoughts and comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is @JuiceMotors, and I'll catch you guys next time.